Hello and welcome to Steady Strength Variety Day. Today is a complement to our Monday Volume Day and Thursday Strength Day, tying together those two workouts into more of a playful and all-encompassing workout. So join me every week over the next 12 weeks for Variety Day. Let's get started. All you need for your warm-up is a wall or a door, coming to it right away with straight arms. And your wrists are about the height of your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and find a position that's comfortable for you. Then lift the heels of the hands off the wall and bring them back down. Lift the heels of the hands and thumbs and come back down. So only your knuckles are on the wall. Keep those elbows locked, straight arms, feeling your plank position. Continue that 4 more times. Lift and lower, lift and lower 2 more times, lifting only your fingers are on the wall and down, lift and down, okay? So we're strengthening our forearms. Now you'll curl your fingers in to make a fist, more or less, and press the back of your hand to the wall. So you're getting a bit of a stretch, again, locking out your elbows. Fully straight arms. Notice your feet, notice your plank position. And then move your hands and wrists and the backs of your hands into any direction you can, getting creative with this movement, making little circles, pressing gently against the wall, stretching out the forearms. Okay, a few more rotations here. Breathing, checking in, and then shake that out. You'll definitely feel something after that one. Raise your arms higher than shoulder height. Again, straight elbows. And now lift the pointer finger up off the wall and tap it 10 times. Okay, and then the next finger, the middle finger, lift and tap. And then the ring finger, which is so hard, try to tap that 10 times without bending your elbows. See if you can straighten your elbows. That one's hard. And then 10 with the pinky finger. Good, and shake that out. Okay, shake out your wrists, maybe circle them a few times in one direction, rotating through the wrists, and reverse the lock, other thumb on top, rotate, rotate. We're going to dive into some step back planks, essentially a step back burpee. No one likes the word burpee, but this is so much different as a warm-up move. So you're just attuning yourself to your plank position, you're warming up your body, you're warming up your joints. So we'll come into a plank position with straight arms, lengthening back, step in, and let's come into a little frog squat and then come up. Back down in your frog squat, hands down, step back, step in, frog squat, and come up. Continue with me 7 more times. Other leg goes back, come in, frog squat, come up. 6 more times, other leg. So trying to alternate your legs. Don't worry if it's not perfect. We're just warming up. Other leg, step back, come in, squat, come up. About 5 more of those at your own pace. Straight arms, step back, come in, squat, come up. This is a version of a Spartan-esque burpee, going a little bit slower. We're warming up your joints. Okay, so go at your own pace. Few more of these. Squat, come up. I'm going to do just 1 more of those. Step back, other leg, step in, and come up. Okay, so just alternating legs as much as you can muster. Now we're going to come into a forearm plank on the floor. Make sure you have a soft floor for this. Forearm plank, interlace the fingers with the opposite thumb on top than the one you usually use. Straighten out, find your plank position, puff up through the upper back, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs, And then roll onto the sides of your feet and come up. If this is too challenging, you can instead drop a knee and come to the side. Okay, so one leg is straight, one leg is bent. This is also an option. So coming back into your plank, and we'll roll to the other side, supporting with your shoulder. Side plank, come back down, full plank, other side. Okay, so dropping those knees. If you're not ready for the full plank yet, be honest with yourself what you're ready for today. Setting up that plank, also knowing what version of push-ups you are currently working on. That will affect your decision here. Couple more side planks, and then come down onto your knees, plant your hands, step one leg forward into a kneeling lunge. Okay, so you're in a nice kneeling lunge here, and then one hand comes down to meet your other foot. So you have a hand and a foot side by side, and then you're gonna reach up to the sky, curl in elbow to elbow, okay? Touching one elbow to the other, more or less. Don't worry if you don't touch. We'll do that 5 times. 2, up and in for 3, up, really rounding through that upper back, 4, and 5. And then while we're here, both hands go down, and I'll just show you from the side, from the front, a little bit of a bend out lizard lunge. Side of the foot comes out. We're just gonna rotate a tiny amount through that hip joint, waking up that external rotation in the hip, breathing, and just finding your way. No pain, okay? So if you're feeling anything at all, back off, do a smaller circle, and listen to your body. Tune in, see what's going on, get curious. Pain is just a nice little indicator of what we need to change. Other legs come forward, other leg lunges, we'll come down, we'll reach up our arm, so hand and foot together, and then round elbow to elbow. Again, 4 more times. 2, reach up nice and tall, round in. 3, reach up, straightening both arms. Get used to those straight arms. No reason to bend the elbows. 4, and one more time. Breathing for 5, then coming into that lizard lunge. Both hands can come down. You can support. You can modify this as you need to, as you are ready to at this point in your day, in this point in your practice. Okay, so you don't have to follow me verbatim, but get at your hip. We want to get a little bit of movement in that hip. Opening it up, I'm sure feeling it after skating yesterday. And then we're gonna plant our hands down, come into a downward dog or a wall downward dog, you choose. And we're gonna just get our legs lengthening out, reaching or lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the backs of the legs, pedaling out the feet, waking everything up. This is our last warm-up move before we dive into a little circuit. Push-ups, single leg deadlifts, and snatches today. So thinking about your the weight you'd like to use for a snatch, which I'd recommend be light, heavier for your single leg deadlifts, and for your push-ups, we want a challenging variation, one that you can only do between 5 and 10 of. So I'm aiming for around 8 is our number for our push-ups today. So get yourself set up for push-ups, single leg deadlifts, and snatches. We want our snatches to be easy and light today, and so we'll keep that easier. And if you don't want to do snatches, you'll do swings, 1 arm, 2 arm, or anything else that you can replace, such as a squat. So you get to do what you want to do in that part, and the other 2 movements we'll work on together. Let's get into it. All right, first get out your notebook and check to see which version of push-ups you can only do about 5 of. Choose that version if you're ready to dive in, or one that's slightly easier where you might be able to get 8 reps done. Okay, so choosing your variation of a push-up that you can get between 5 and 10 reps done, but you can't do any more than 10 reps. Go for it, get set up, write it down when you're done. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna show you another way to work on push-ups when you're really close to doing a floor push-up. So I put 2 yoga blocks here, they're the same height, and one is gonna go right at my hips and one is gonna go at my chest. I haven't done this in a while, so let me just check. So hips and chest. So you can put that right on your chest if you'd like, so that you're pretty level, or just below your chest. So just below the bra line there. Straighten your legs, find your strongest hand position, and press up with that strong body. See if you can lower. That's 1 for me. So I'm squeezing my legs, tense in the whole body, filling up every leak in the tire, and then coming up for 2. And back down. I'm gonna keep going. You're gonna try for 5 to 10. Here's 3, I think. 4, strong through the torso. 5, 6, so it just reduces the range of motion a little bit. 7, and 8. Okay, so that 8th one was a struggle for me. I'm gonna start with that. I probably could have done maybe 1 or 2 more, but this was a decent version for me. Okay, so those are your push-ups. Write down how many push-ups you did. We're gonna accumulate numbers. So if you get more done now, you can do less later. And then pick out 1 kettlebell, or if you have double kettlebells, get out 2 matching kettlebells. I'm gonna pull out 2 10 or 12 kilogram kettlebells here. If you have matching ones, do this. If you don't have matching kettlebells, opposite hand, opposite leg to come up, okay? So you're working on your first leg, the standing leg. The standing leg gets bent, or both the standing leg and the top leg gets bent. And let's start at the bottom. Hands in the kettlebells, corner of the handle or middle of the handle, pack the shoulders, get all of your strength, gather all of your strength, and then come up to standing. That should be fairly challenging. Slowly lower with control. That's 1. 2, feeling it in your glutes and your hamstrings. And coming up. See how many you can do. 3, core strength 2, but the back of the legs, I think that was 3, maybe 4. Here's 4. I'm gonna try for 8. Keep going with that leg. 5, strong in the entire body. 6, stable in the foot. 7, bending in the standing leg. I'm gonna do 1 more on that side. Then I'm gonna switch to the other side. You don't have to do it that way. I just recommend flipping around, especially if you have heavy kettlebells. Alternate the hand if you only have 1 kettlebell, and then bend into the standing leg, lengthen the back leg so that you're kind of counterbalancing between the 2 legs. Gather your strength, inhale, whoop, exhale, come up. Try for 5 to 10. Breathing, 2, should feel like that on the way up. That's where the work is. 3, okay? The lowering phase is not where we care so much. 3, and down. 4, we wanna work on control on the way down. 5, hard to count and talk at the same time. Here's a few more. But the way up is really where the money is, where we're developing our glute strength. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more. 7, this feels like my last one. 1 more. 8, okay. Put those kettlebells down. Was that a game changer? Did you feel using 2 kettlebells, if you have them, helped you organize yourself? Glutes and hamstrings. That's what we're working on, that single leg hamstring and glute strength, the whole part of your hip there. Okay, and now we're gonna take a breath. I need to take a breath before we do a few snatches. We're gonna do 10 snatches on each side, light. This will be your kind of break. I'm definitely feeling cardio, but a little bit of cardio with some snatches, swings, anything. You could do jumping jacks here if you preferred. 10 on the right, 10 on the left, or maybe you're doing 20 jumping jacks or 20 skips, okay? So choosing what you want to do. I'm going to take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Returning my heart rate to normal. And when you're ready, chalk up if you like 10 snatches on the first side if you're with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, bending that elbow, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Park that down, switching sides. 1, take a longer break if you need to. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Park that down. Write down what you did for single leg deadlifts. Too hard, too easy, did something click? And what you did for snatches, get some water, and we're gonna do that all again. For those of you, again, pretty close to doing floor push-ups, maybe not quite there yet. So you're bringing your arms into the strongest position you can find. You're coming right down onto the floor, right onto your belly. Squeeze your legs, tighten your legs, tighten your feet, tighten your upper body. Inhale, exhale, push. Okay, see if you can get the whole thing done. And then you can lower with your knees down like so. Tighten the whole body, squeezing the upper back, squeezing the legs. Push. And then that negative phase, lower down on your knees if you need to. Okay, straighten the legs. Whoop. Working on the pushing phase. Come down. See how much you need your whole body for this movement. Squeeze, push. I think that's about 4 for me. Breathing, squeezing, 5. And because this is a little easy for me, I'm going to change my arms. 6 there. I felt the dip in my torso. 7, really strong in the core for these. I'm going to do 1 more. 8. Okay, so I could feel a little bit of slack in my low back. I don't want to do too many like that, but we're training the system and training variations on a push-up, okay? So give that a whirl. If it's impossible today, don't worry. Stick with your countertop, with your, I never mention this to those of you who aren't doing the Steady Strength program. Use the wall, use the countertop, use the version of the push-up that is accessible to you right now, okay? And then get your kettlebells. I am going to go heavier. I'm going to get my 2 14-kilogram bells out here. So 16 was a game changer for me back in the day. I'm going to try this. That's about 60 pounds of weight. And we're going to try for 5 to 10 single leg deadlifts on the standing leg, of course. Bending into the standing leg, finding that hip hinge, flattening the back, pack the shoulders, gather all of your strength, and then come up to standing. That's 1. Try to control the lowering phase, but don't worry about it. Worry about the up phase. That's 2. And down. 3 for me. What are you at? How's that feeling? Was that the right weight? Adjust if you need to. 4, take your time. Not in a rush. 5. I can do a few more. I'm feeling it in my hamstrings. 6. I'm feeling it in my hamstrings from yesterday. I'm recording this 7 a day after the volume day. 8. That feels like a good number for me, because it was challenging, I'm feeling fatigued on that leg, feeling those hamstrings. And then we'll do the other leg, which might or might not be as strong as the first one or as coordinated. So work on your coordination. Get yourself square, hips and shoulders parallel with the floor. Lift, try for 8, 5 to 8, no more than 10, 2. But if you find that you can pump out a few more reps, do it. Test the waters, see where your real failure point is. And 4, you can see that the lowering phase is clumsy. 5, which is all good. 6, I'm using the right weight, that's for sure. 7, one more. 8, so I'm gonna write down, and you can write down what you wanna use next round, okay? You might go heavier, you might go lighter. I think I wanna do less reps, so I'm gonna go heavier next round. We'll probably only do one more round, we'll see, okay? So make it worthwhile and make it count. Choose a bell for your snatches, but let's stand and take a few breaths through the nose. I'm doing this for me and for you. Breathing, inhale, exhale. Through the nose hairs. And chalk up, shake that out, decide what you're gonna do. 10 snatches, variety day, breaking it up a little bit, working on some snatches, using it as a total body movement or any other movement you choose. Here we go. I'm gonna start left first, snatching 10 times on each side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Passing to the other side if you like, or parking it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 9. One more for me. That's 10 and 10 for me. If you're jumping jacks, you can cool it down now. Write things down, take a few breaths. Try to keep moving a little bit, even if you're just writing and keeping track of things. I'm gonna clean my stuff up if this is your last round. Safely carry your kettlebells away, put them back. I'll give you time to put everything back, and then we'll cool down and stretch together. Important to do this. If you're needing to get going, you interlace the fingers. You can do this with me now anyway. Breathing, slowing the breath, tuning in. And any movements you'd like to make, do those. And then with this kettlebell, a heavier one tends to be a little bit better. So get a big heavy bell so that it doesn't wobble around too much. They will wobble. And then when you're ready, reach out your arms, grab the kettlebell, lengthen back. Head goes through the arms. Puppy pose variation. Really feeling it in the upper back, upper spine. Not too much, but just enough. Okay, and then one arm comes through. Like to face the palm to the ceiling in the threading arm and come under. Head can rest, maybe, maybe not. All good. Straightening that top arm, bending, or straightening the bottom arm as well. Finding that deltoid stretch. And then switching to the other side, only when you're ready. I came out of that one fairly quickly, so take your time. If you're feeling like something good is happening, stay. And then come onto your back or choose a different pose. Anything that will get at your hips. So the purpose of the happy baby is to get into the hips. I like to separate my legs a little bit, knees apart, then flatten the feet as though they're standing on the ceiling. Find the ankles or maybe the outside edges of the feet. And just rocking maybe side to side or staying here in stillness. Taking it in and thanking yourself for putting that time into your strength. Those 3 rounds of heavy lifting, heavy pushing are really going to change your entire being. I really believe that strength training has an effect on our entire being. Your confidence, your capabilities, and your ability to do all of the things you love to do, like walking and running and skiing and biking and all of those things. Shake your legs out. And any other movements? I'm just craving a little bit of a bridge pose, not planned. Wanting a little bit of a quad stretch in the bridge pose. Maybe 5 breaths here. And slowly lower down as you're ready. Lengthen out your arms, full body stretch. You might feel this tomorrow, even if it didn't feel like a lot. We're adapting to these new movements and to the heavy weight we're lifting. So you'll be surprised. You'll need some recovery time. I highly recommend some restorative work to follow this workout. So if this is Saturday for you, then Sunday, restorative day. Mondays, back to volume day. Tuesday, I recommend simple exploration. So simple, which is 10 get-ups and 100 swings. Wednesdays, I recommend yoga. So something movement-based, or maybe you're getting outdoors, going for a walk, something like that. And then Thursdays, strength day. Friday is variety day. Again, some kind of outdoor activity, different variety than what we did today, because Saturday will always be our variety day for the next 12 weeks. I'll give you different tasks to do. We'll be working with all of this. And until next time, keep strong, kettlebell on.